Okay, so I work at an office supply store, which, contrary to common belief, it's actually not that boring. We have some interesting people that come in there. Anyway, so I had like a 5-hour shift the other day, and now come in. I see this lady, and I'm thinking, she's got a couple of things in her hand, armful. Thinking maybe she's just like a college student or something. I don't know why. She seemed maybe about that age. And so I walk to the back of the locker room. Come out. For my entire looking at me, entire shift, I shit you not, she was in the store. Isn't that weird, right? This woman, every time you'd see her, she'd have different stuff, right? And she got, like, she would be going about in business asking customers if they need help, because there's things like customer service, and we would constantly be asking her, do you need help, Especially after, like, 5 hours, you're like, this person's gotta be lost or something. And so, like, eventually, she would just, like, she'd pick stuff up, she'd leave it around, and then, like, part of her job, we have to make things look nice. We had to constantly clean up after her. And she grabs up this bucket, and she's, like, filling it full of just stuff. Like, half the store is in there. And you're like... So then I was like, that's mostly why. It's like, maybe she's a college student, she has some sort of scholarship grant, she's buying a bunch of supplies for the oncoming semester, summer semester or fall semester. And so you see her, but then you start noticing shady things that she's doing. Like, you walk by, I walk by, she's in my zone, and she's like in this corner of this, area of the pod, and she's got a tote that we sell. She's stuffing stuff in it. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's trying to make things fit in her buggy because the bitch is really full. And so I'm like, you need any help? She's like, no. So after a while, we're getting ready to close. Because I work like 12:45 to 6:18, and we close on Sundays at 6. And so, she's like the last customer in there. She's got this buggy full of stuff. It's almost ready to close. She's like on one end of the pod, and I was with my dad and another coworker at the other end. And I come up and I'm like, have you guys seen this lady? She's been in here since I started my shift. And then my coworker's like, Julia, there's something not right about her. There's something weird about her. And she was kind of talking about, like, watching her and all the weird stuff she was doing, and how she was just, like, acting weird. She had stuff, and she'd leave shit everywhere, and so we're just like, we know something's up, and we keep asking her. So I ask her, and she's like, no. And so the radio was like, this customer's been in here forever, and I think she's getting irritated for us asking. Just a heads up, if you go to ask her, she's getting kind of irritated. So I go up to the front to help a coworker check her out because I need to bag and stuff because there's so much stuff. I'm getting ready to close and trying to get it. Before she comes up to the register, she stops at the end of an aisle, and my manager looks over at her and watches her put earbuds that I was watching her look at earlier, put in her bag, and then she looks up and their eyes meet, and you're just like, my manager told me this, was like, oh my god. And so then the lady, she like freaks out. She's like, oh my god. She takes it out and sits it on the end of the aisle. And then she like comes over to check out. Mind you, this woman had basket stuffed full. She comes into the cash register. This basket is not even full. She throws a bunch of stuff in the counter. She doesn't even know how much it costs. She doesn't even know what she's doing. She's sweating. She's greasy. And I'm just like, there's definitely something up with this woman. And then she'd find out how much they cost. She's like, I don't want it. And she'd like push it back, and I'd already bag it, but she'd like pull it towards her like she was trying to take it or something. And so I pulled it up and started making a stack of stuff she didn't want. This woman ended up buying only $35 worth of stuff, and the most expensive thing was the stapler a hole punch that was on sale for like $8, and that's including a Coke that she bought. While we're ringing her up, my dad and the other coworker bring over the buggy full of stuff. and pull it up next to the register. And then they're bringing forward other stuff. She's getting so nervous. I look in this buggy. I see an empty X-Acto knife box. And I'm like, oh my god. This woman's stealing blades. And then there's a crumpled ink box. And I'm just like, yeah, they look expensive, but then I'm just like stuck on the fact that she's got a blade. And I'm like, oh my god. And I looked at my manager. I don't know if my manager had seen that in the buggy, but I looked at her, and so this lady like jets out of here. She jets. So my manager goes out in the parking lot, and actually she's looking for buggies, and she's looking at this vehicle. By the time this woman had raced, like screeched out of the parking lot, we had written down the type of car she had. It was a 1990 teal green Chevy truck. The number on the side of that truck of the roofing business, it was 4. My manager got the plate number. I wrote down she was like 5'4" at the most. She had brown eyes. She had like the most piercing freckles. She had names tattooed on her wrist. She was kind of chunky, bigger at the bottom, you know. And I was writing all this stuff down, and then we had her member number and the number under the member and everything, and we wrote all the stuff down. And so, you know, and I'm just like, and then we had to go clean the store several times because she messed everything up. She was messing stuff up. She was leaving shit everywhere. I think she was trying to get so much because I'm pretty sure she was like sniffing. She was like, oh, I don't want that. Oh my god. And so she's just like, I think that, and she's like, I ain't cocaine and a crack or whatever. And I'm just, oh my god. The next day at work, guess who had to put all that shit back? Me. 2 buggies. I divided it into 2 buggies so I could put it in parts of the store belong, and I logged 11 known stuff she stole. 11 things she stole. That was only the ones with the boxes. Like, she could have just stuck shit in her bag that we didn't know about. And one was a rotary blade, one was the X-Acto knife, and she tried to open a package of blades. And I'm like, oh my god. She's gonna cut us, we could have died, you know, like shit. And then I got it to like slice open stuff, so I had to like fix stuff that was sliced open. I had to count things, and the most clever thing this chick did was take sticker, like water bottle labels, out of one package and put them in the other, so she could get 2 for the price of 1. And I was counting stuff that was open, so I found it. I was like, but really, it took me forever to put all that stuff back, and I had to fix. I did like fix some stuff that she messed up that we didn't get to fix. Oh, it was just like, it was so bizarre. It was just weird. It was just like, she's there for 5 hours. Just office supply stores, man. You don't expect that. I mean, like, and before she was telling a coworker how her old man wouldn't pay for. Give her money to get stuff for her kitchen she needed. So first she tells him this, and then she's acting shady, so it's like, oh, look at me. She's basically being like, oh, I'm stealing stuff, just by the way. It's like, if you're gonna be stupid, be smart while you're being stupid, and don't try to come steal from an office supply store with great customer service when you're high as hell. Like,